Yeah, check 1 2, check 1 2. Is this mic on? Is this mic on? Hey, listen, man. It's the one and only trendsetter DJ Sense, and you're listening to CockTales. Dirty discussions with Kiki and Medinah Monroe. Yeah.
Today's cocktail is called Make Me Feel It. The ingredients you need are 1 ounce of cognac, 1 ounce of ruby port, 1 egg, 3/4 ounce of simple syrup, and for a garnish, you'll use nutmeg. So you're going to add all 3 of those ingredients into a shaker filled with ice, shake and strain into a port glass, dust the glass with freshly grated nutmeg. And that's Make Me Feel It. I was tired today, so I was like, what's a good coffee cocktail? Do you like coffee cocktails?
I do, but where's the coffee?
Oh. Well, it looked like coffee.
Maybe
on the
winter.
Picture. On the picture, it looked like coffee.
Well, yeah, it's cognac and a port, but this drink is going to put you to sleep. It's going to do the opposite of coffee.
I'm tired.
Well, welcome back to Cocktails Dirty Discussions, you guys. I'm exhausted too. Medinah, let me tell you, the city of Atlanta pisses me off sometimes. I ain't been here a whole week yet, and they're already up to some shit. So I have to run all of these errands today. I'm leaving, and I noticed that there were a lot of like those work trucks. Situate this. A lot of those like work trucks. And I was like, what's going on? They're like, I figured it was just like road construction. No, they were doing something with the water. The apartment didn't email us until after it had already started. They said that they didn't know it was like an emergency type of thing. The water has been off all day. I had wax appointments. I still had sex on my body. I had to go somewhere else and take a shower. And then when I finally got home, when I text you, the water was back. But I'm like, that is ridiculous. What do you do? What if you have nowhere else to go? I couldn't cook shit earlier.
And I hate when apartment complexes inconvenience you and they don't offer anything, because if it was the other way around and I'm like, hey, something happened at my job, our checks didn't hit, like that actually happened with my job. Our checks didn't hit our account and they were supposed to today. If I was just like, oh, sorry, I can't pay my rent, it's going to be super late, they're going to be like, okay, you're getting a late fee.
Right. Now, I will say in this instance, it was the city, it wasn't them, but still, they could have been more proactive. They could have done something. Like, they could have, if I hadn't checked the email, I wouldn't have known. You know, what if my Wi-Fi was down? What if I'm not an email person? It's just like, y'all should have put some notices up, slid something, knocked on the door. You could have gone door to door. Y'all are still showing apartment homes. Anyway, it's got me musty. My hair is frizzy. I got to wash it and get cute for the weekend.
Oh, I'm glad you had somewhere to shower. Could you imagine if it was one of those days where you wake up and you started your period and it's just like a massacre and you don't know what to do?
No, I would like cry. Or what if that happened and you were at somebody else's house? Like you were at a dude's house and then the water situation was at his space and you was trying to like hurry up and clean up before he even knew. And
I would cry. I would just cry. I would be like, you don't know what it's like to be a woman.
For real.
I have blood under my nails.
Yeah, it's just like disgusting. You smell like pennies. It's just some bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's been going on with you?
You know, I've just been living my little life, trying to keep my skin clear, trying to stay healthy. I'm really trying to lose 10 pounds. And I say trying very loosely because I haven't actually tried at all. But I would like to lose 10 to 12 pounds. I need to get back on it. Once I get on it, I know I'll be good. But when I get super lazy and stop working out, I really it's hard for me to get back on. So I've been mentally being like, okay, are you almost ready? You almost ready?
That's what I did before I started working out again. I still hate that shit. Ain't nothing fun about it. I've been doing virtual consultations back and forth. I've already figured out where I'm having my surgery and everything. I'm still going to do the surgery, but I'm going to keep working out.
I'm not mad at you.
Don't you hate like when people get like lipo and BBLs and stuff like that, but they only get like their stomach. So then it just looks like somebody pinched them in the middle and their arms all big. The legs look like whatever. It's like, bitch, get your back. get them arms.
That's
you got to do the rest.
Thing I learned from Shanique Adams when she came on the show. Remember, she was like, you got to make sure you get like your back fat. She talked about key points where you need to get stuff where you think you wouldn't need to. And she was like, you need to, or it's not going to make any sense.
Literally the only contribution she did that episode. That was like 3 years ago. I still can't believe she came on the show and acted like that.
People know me for my hairline. Bitch, no, they don't. We want to know how you getting them checks from them old white men.
We want to know. We want to know how you financed this surgery. Sure, you went out the country, but lots of bitches go out the country. You got the works. Because she did look good.
She looked really good.
Mm-hmm. But oh well. I want to let y'all know the pre-sale, by the time you hear this episode, the pre-sale for the cookbook is over. I always forget to mention that. The date, but it's over now. But once I start shipping them out soon, you'll be able to buy it if you go to kikisaidso.com. And for the people who already bought it, there are some special goodies in your box. So I'm really excited. Thanks to everybody who made a purchase. Everybody else, you'll get it later. Thank you, girl. What else is going on? I forget. Oh, well.
Speaking of your cookbook, I ended up not cooking. Remember, I was like, what am I going to cook? Because I was going
and I totally forgot to text you.
Day trip. I ended up not cooking, and I told him, I was like, we were headed to the store. We pulled up to the store, and I really didn't want to cook. It was like a lot of people, and I was like, ugh.
How many people?
It was like, it was supposed to be 4, and then when we got back from the store, there were like 10 people there.
That's pressure.
Yeah. Right. And it was like basketball players and stuff. And I was just like, not that I can't cook, but I have to like be mentally like ready.
You have to be in the mood.
Yeah, and it's like already an Airbnb. We don't know what dishes they have, what pots they have, what utensils they have. So when we pulled up to the store, I was like, babe, and I took a deep breath. He's like, what's wrong? I was like, this is really giving me anxiety. He was like, oh, no, I don't want you to have no anxiety, baby. I was like, okay. He was like, we're not going to cook. We'll just order something. But really what ended up happening was another guy brought another girl. And then one of the guys there was like, I'll pay you to fry some chicken. And then the girl was like, okay. Her boyfriend was mad. He was like, you don't even cook for me. She was like, well, this nigga said he paying. So she got in there and fried some chicken. And I made a little rice and beans, and then I felt better because I didn't know other bitches was gonna be in there cooking. I thought everything was just on me.
Okay, so it was like teamwork.
It was some teamwork, and so even though I didn't get offered any pay for it, but hey, it's all right.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope you still had a good time.
Mm-hmm. I had really good. You ended up texting me right when I got there. You're like, "Are you still in Dallas?" I'm still here, but then you never texted me back.
Oh, girl, I was drunk a lot while I was there.
I was like, maybe she was drunk.
Yeah, well, I can't remember what we did that day. I think I was cooking at my mom's house. So I was like, maybe she'll want to come by. I don't know. I mean, it's a hike, but whatever. I was like barbecuing until like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was just food. Then my stepdad came by. He brought more stuff. My brother and his girlfriend came out. They were supposed to be helping me. After a while, I was just like, fuck it. If the shit is burnt, it's burnt. I'm tired. I've been out here all day. My ankles is swole. And I'm in here like somebody big mama. And why?
Big mama.
Why did my mom try to make me go to bingo while I was out there?
I would have loved to go do that. I love bingo.
I should have told her to text you.
You didn't go?
No, I didn't want to go. I was hanging out with Madison, and I really just enjoy hanging out with her because she's the sister. Well, not the sister. I guess it's a lot of them I haven't spent that much time with. But our age gap is so big. And I feel like she's comfortable coming to me for advice and talking to me about stuff. And we were just having a lot of time bonding, a lot of good times bonding. And so I wanted to do that. And I just wanted to lay down. I was tired. We had been at furniture stores all day. She's getting an apartment, moving out. Doing her own thing. I'm really proud of her. And my mom is like, go to bingo. It'll give you something to talk about. I said, literally, the only thing I would say is, why was my mama trying to take me to bingo? We talk about sucking dick, not matching numbers and letters at bingo. Then she said, you might find a sugar daddy. And so Madison was like, no one who's financially stable is going to be at bingo. That's not a sugar daddy. Mom was like, you're so mean. But she right.
But who does your mom go play bingo with? Does she go by herself?
No, guess who she goes with?
Who?
Martin. They do everything together so like they just adorable. The best of friends. But she's really only been twice, but she talks about it all the time. Like she goes so much. So one time she won some money, but this time she didn't win any money. So she said she won't be back. So
that is adorable. So when I was after I finished with Bay, I stayed a couple days longer in Dallas, and I went home. And my nephew has had my mom for the month of July, so my brother could go on these different hiking trips around in some of the different states. And so I go over there and Zane is there and we went to Target. We got a tent and we camped in the backyard. We were like, Zane, do you want to go camping? And he was like,
I saw y'all setting up a tent. I was like,
yes,
girl.
So we set up a tent in the backyard. My dad was like, I'm not sleeping out there. You know, my dad's older. My dad is 70 years old. And so.
Oh, hell no. He don't need to be outside.
Yeah. He slept downstairs in the living room. I thought it was so funny because my mom, she brings a hammer out. She's like, I'm going to sleep with the hammer under my pillow so we can be safe. I was like, Mom, we live in the suburbs. I think we're good. She's like, yeah, but wildlife. The biggest thing that's going to come back here is a possum. I think we're good.
Those are scary. Have you ever seen a possum run up on somebody?
Yes, I have. But she
gonna need that hammer.
Girl, we was in that goddamn tent. My back hurts. We put some of the blow up mattresses in there, but mine deflated, and so I was sleeping on real ground with a sleeping bag. My nephew had so much fun though. We told stories and we had apple pie. My dad taught me how to make an apple pie. I'm actually gonna make one this weekend. I love apple pie, like homemade apple pie. It was so good to just be able to see my family for those couple of days and hang out with Zany, make those memories.
Yeah, that is fun. I felt like kind of refreshed. I was annoyed towards the end of the trip because my back was hurting. My parents don't live in the house that they lived in when I lived there. I don't have a bedroom there. Then Giselle and Gianna, like I stayed with them a couple of nights at my sister's house. But they be doing too much.
Like,
and
what?
I need a break. They're just young girls. They talk a lot. They want to play games. It's just like so much energy. I'm an old lady. When I'm ready to go to bed, sometimes, baby girl, we got to go to bed. If you want to stay up, stay up. But I'm not watching this. I'm putting in my earplugs. And I'm going to bed. Y'all keep all that noise that you want to. I'm not doing it. And I'm also not waking up at 6 a.m. to jump on the trampoline. Now, when I got back, it was Walker's birthday. So I had to hang out with my little baby. He said I'm his second mom. So we went hiking this week. And I was like, look at me out here hiking with a child. Who the fuck am I? I was eating chickpeas the other day.
I mean, my life is on your timeline. I was like, look at this.
Yeah, now I like hummus, but like just chickpeas and a salad. But it was some recipe I saw and I was like, let me try it out. I've been trying to like get more adventurous. There's this subscription box I found out about. It's called Misfit. And they just send you all this organic produce. So I was like, oh, this will be good. And this will help me like just try different stuff. There's plenty of things I've never even tried. So I did that. But the hiking was fun. Had so much fun. I still don't want no kids. And he was praying I would have a kid. So I probably won't be seeing him for a while.
Even though I always say I want kids, when I'm actually around kids, you know how you said like when you're tired, you're really tired. I be like, when you're a parent and you're tired, you just have to deal with the tiredness and keep moving. And I'd be looking like, how do y'all do this?
With wine, mommy juice, sometimes a little bit something harder. A shot, you know. I would probably be having all of them. I don't need that. But it feels good to be back home. I'm leaving tomorrow, but
where are you going?
I'm going to DC.
Oh.
One of my friends bought a condo. And so I was going to surprise him because another friend was like, oh, we're going out there. We're going to have like a fake housewarming since, you know, can't really have a bunch of people or anything. So I was like, oh, I'm going to surprise him. Where do you want to stay? And she was like, well, we're going to stay with him. I was like, okay, you can't surprise. If y'all don't know this, you cannot surprise people if you're going to stay at their home. That's rude. That's not good etiquette. Unless it's maybe your family.
Right.
Don't do that. Like, let people know. So I was like, well, no surprise, but I let him know. And he was like, yeah, it's cool. And I haven't been to visit him out there. And I kind of feel bad about, well, I do feel very bad about it. So I'm excited to see him. We're going to go to a vineyard, do some wine tasting. I don't know what he has told his friends, so I have to cook. We're going to watch the Beyonce movie. And then we're going to go to brunch before I come back. I'll be back on Sunday. It's a quick little weekend trip. I'm really excited, though.
That's going to be fun. It's fun seeing friends and hanging out, doing all of that.
We're going to record a bonus episode for Patreon, so make sure y'all sign up for Patreon. We're about to start doing weekly episodes, y'all. So for everybody who's like, what's going on with Patreon? When are we doing episodes? It's going to be weekly. We have different stuff lined up. If you're a patron and you haven't checked, Medinah just posted about a live makeup tutorial that's coming up.
Y'all.
Is it full already?
It is not full already.
Okay, so, well, it might be by the time you hear this, so y'all need to pay attention to the notifications. And you did one, I started watching it, I haven't finished it, with your ex.
Carlos.
I'm not saying nothing about it, but it's the two of them, and they are having a very candid conversation. Y'all should go check it out. You got to be a patron. $5 or more is for the video. So just sign up at that $5 level.
Yeah, y'all. And if you're on the $15 tier, the ride or die, look, now we're doing this new thing where you're going to get a little present in the mail. So make sure y'all's addresses are up to date. Yeah, so update them. If you're at the $15 level, I think it's for 3 months, 3 consecutive months, they will ship you a little something. Y'all better get it. So we're not going to play a game today, but you want to jump into weird sex?
Yeah.
You said a man is not a necessity, a man is a luxury, like dessert. Yeah. A man is absolutely not a necessity. Did you mean that to sound mean and bitter? Oh, not at all. I adore dessert. I love men. I think men are the coolest. But you don't really need them to live.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So this week's weird sex, I found this, I saw this little tweet the other day, and I was like, honestly, if I cared this much about my health, this is probably something I wouldn't mind doing. And then I said to myself, my friend Nia, who was on an episode a long time ago, it was like Cum Cups 101 is the name of the thing. And she was talking about drinking the cum off the dresser. She might have been onto something. So there is this woman. She is a natural vegan bodybuilder. Her name is Tracy Kiss. She says she drinks sperm smoothies daily to help her immune system to fight off contracting coronavirus. So Tracy said that semen will boost the immune system and is great for your skin. I personally think it's great for your skin. Every time I can get some of it, I like to rub it in. You know, it's like La Mer moisturizer. You can apply semen on your face to get a natural glow, according to her. To me, it flakes off and it's crusty. I don't recommend it. It's like brown gel. Like, you don't want to do that. But you can also make it a part of your daily diet to fight the cold, the flu, and even coronavirus. She says she doesn't remember the last time she was sick in this video that was on Vice. Then she said she's using it right now to protect her against coronavirus. So she takes natural fruits and veggies and adds them to a blender with the semen to make the smoothie. And her boyfriend, if you're wondering where she's getting the semen from.
I was just about to be like, where is she getting it from?
So she has a boyfriend, and that's where she's been sourcing her semen. It is homegrown, all natural, organic, straight from the source, locally farmed. But they're in a long distance relationship. Because of this, they don't live together, and I guess they're taking it super serious. They're not really like staying together.
So he ships his sperm.
He doesn't ship it, but he will take it, put it in a container, leave it on her doorstep, and then go home or wherever he's going. And she takes that semen and she puts it in her smoothie. So it's like a contactless delivery for semen. And so she blends it all up, and she takes it like an Arden's Garden shot. Or an Arden's Garden smoothie. And she says she don't have the coronavirus. She don't know when she been sick. And that sperm is good and in her tummy. So.
Wow, that is interesting. How would you feel if you were doing that? If you wanted to do that, but you were single, you didn't have a nigga. And then you had a boyfriend and your friend didn't have a boyfriend. She's like, can I get your nigga's sperm? Because I need it to put into my smoothies. Would you be like, yeah, sure?
No. You need to go to the sperm bank and ask them. And the same way they're going to look at you crazy as how I'm looking at you crazy. I know what else people do with sperm. And we're not about to be having no sideshow, freak show bullshit going on. No, man, you can't get his sperm. Now, for the right price, I might consider it. I'm like, listen, babe, we're about to have a little sperm factory. And, you can have a percentage. I'm going to take a percentage. And then, we're going to be shipping out sperm. That's just that. But yeah, Tracy Kiss is crazy as hell. But I want y'all to send us a message like on Instagram or even email us. Have any of y'all ever tried that? Because I don't feel like it's that far-fetched that a lot of people have not been throwing sperm into everything. I've heard so many people talk about it for skincare, for their hair, for kinks. But yeah, that's this week's weird sex.
That is crazy. You know, it's crazy that we're sitting here talking about sperm because this past weekend when I was having some amazing sex, I was giving head. And Hannah taught me this technique because I was telling her how I used to be really good at sucking dick. And then the older I get, the more I just really don't have the patience for it. Like, you can't tell I don't have the patience, but in my mind, I'd be like, I'm not about to do this stuff. Yeah, my jaw started. So I had asked Hannah, I'm not trying to be racist, but it was because she was a white girl. And I was like, do you have any good, dick sucking technique? She was like, yeah, I actually do. I was like, I don't want my jaws to get tired. So she's like, do your tongue like this around the dick, like as much as it won't be that like small, but cup it around the dick and then like push his head up against the roof of your mouth and just it'll take a little bit of the weight off of your jaws. And it did exactly that. And I finally made him come in my mouth and then I was going to try to swallow. This nigga smashed my head down on his dick. Kiki, I almost died. Have you ever drowned in cum? The cum came out of my nose. And I was like, I'm drowning. And then he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
You said that?
I was like, I'm drowning. And when he let me up, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, baby, I was drowning in cum. And I had to get up and the cum was literally just coming out of my nose.
That sounds disturbing.
It was a lie. I was like, when you get water in your nose and it burns and everything is just hurting, your throat is hurting. I was drowning in nut. And I don't even like saying nut.
Why don't you like saying nut?
I just like saying cum better. It's sexier to me. Nut. Say nut.
Nut. I don't say nut. I mean, some words I do say very country. But nut.
It just sounds like you had to say nut.
I don't really say cum. I mean, not cum. Now I'm getting them all mixed up. I don't really say nut a lot, but I be like, can you hurry up and come? Or can you hurry up and finish? Like when I'm tired and I feel like my pussy about to be swollen or like just sore and tired and I know I've got to like maybe go hike the next day or I actually wanted to commit to doing my workout. You gonna have to hurry up and finish, bruh, because I'm getting tired and I feel what's going on. No, hurry up and finish. I think I might say finish.
Really?
I don't know what I say. Well, when I'm rushing somebody, yeah, I'm like, can you finish? Are you finished or are you done? Because it's done. And then sometimes I will be like so dramatic and I'll just act like I'm having this amazing orgasm just to make it stop.
I haven't had to do that in such a long time. I can honestly say right now, Kiki, I am getting fucked properly and I love it. Like, goodness
I mean, I
gracious.
like the sex, but I be tired sometimes. I don't want it to keep going. I want to go to sleep. Let's pick up in the morning. I love morning sex. Do you prefer morning sex or like night sex or what?
So it really depends on who I'm with. But if I really had to pick one, I prefer night sex because I like having sex in the dark because the freaks come out at night and I'm just freakier at night. In the morning, I'm a little bit more like, I don't know, conservative.
That's interesting.
Like I want to stay in the sheets. I want you to like put the sheets on my back like in the movies.
I like for the sheets to come off because, I mean, y'all can't see what's behind my computer right now, but behind my computer is my vanity and it has like those Hollywood lights. You see my bed is right here. So nighttime, daytime, whatever. I like the lights to be on. It's a show. I can see everything that's going on. I have lots of mirrored surfaces in here. I like to see it. And I feel like it's easier in the daytime and then the daytime lighting like looks good on my skin.
Sex is such a beautiful thing. I hope it's good dick season for everybody out there. I'm really rooting for y'all.
And good pussy season too.
Good pussy season. All right, Key. So you guys, this week we are going to talk about dating, date night. Like, Kiki, what types of dates do you prefer?
What you mean?
And you can be as specific as you want.
Out of what?
Like, do you like to do dinner? Do you like to do drinks? Do you like daytime dates? Do you like evening dates? Do you want it to be active? Do you want it to not be active? Do you like inside, outside, pampering? Do you like to just Netflix and chill? Like, some people are cool with going to the house and we're just being in the house.
I'm okay with Netflix and chilling, but that's just not a date to me. But I don't mind doing it sometimes depending on who the person is. whatever I'm doing, I want some drinks. Like, I would never accept a church date because there's no cocktails at church. You know what I mean?
What if he surprised you though, and you were like, "Where are we going?" He was like, "Well, we're gonna make a stop, and then we're gonna go to brunch." And y'all went to church. Like, y'all pulled up to the church parking lot.
We gotta be really like into each other for me to share a religious experience with you, just because like that's really personal to me. And I feel I have had experiences where guys try to pretend like they are super religious, super spiritual. They want to put on, but that's not who they really are. So then they try to use church to make them seem like this other person than who they truly are. So it's like, I've got to know you well. I've got to feel comfortable going with you because I don't make a mockery of that. So don't bring me here and you feeling on my booty and shit. Like, So I'm very particular about like going to church. So, I mean, it would be all the way wrong.
You went to church. This is just random. When's the last time you went to church?
At the beginning of the year, probably in February. I know it was definitely pre-coronavirus, but in February.
I always wish that I was like raised in the church. Every time I go to church with somebody, or like even if it's with my mom or if a friend's like, "Oh, come to church with me," I'd be so uncomfortable, especially when everybody starts singing the songs because I don't know the songs. And I just be like,
I don't know a lot of the songs either. Like all those songs, I don't listen to gospel music on a regular basis, so don't feel bad.
Okay.
If you're not going to like an old school church where they are singing out of a hymnal, where it's like the old songs that they've been singing since slavery, some of those are new. And if you don't listen to gospel music and stuff, it's okay. Don't feel bad about that. But yeah. But dates. Okay, so I love a dinner date just because I love food and I love drinks. And aside from like what I'm getting out of it, just period, whether it's a good date, bad date, whatever, I like being able to sit down and talk. And to me, when it comes to the three main meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is the one you have the most time to like really have a discussion. It's the end of the day, most likely. Those are probably my favorite. I don't mind being pampered, but it depends on how comfortable I am with you. Because sometimes on a first date, I can be super comfortable with somebody, but depending on the pampering, we get massages and shit. I'm gonna be naked. I don't want to feel like you're just doing too much and trying to move too fast. And, you know, niggas love to say, "Oh, let me give you a massage." And the next thing you know, you're sitting on someone's dick. Like,
and then you're at home like, how did this why did this even happen?
But experiences, few and far between that I get dates like that. Like, I'm thinking of first dates, but like if it can be some sort of experience, if we could do a class and learn something together, if we can just try something new together, I think that's dope. But whatever it is, the main thing is number one, drinks. Well, really it's number two, but it's high up there. But I want to be able to talk to you. Don't take me to the movies.
Don't take me to the movies.
If we be cuddled up and I suck your dick and everything and probably lick your ass, okay, we can go to the movies now. But no, not the movies. I genuinely, when I go on dates, I want to get to know you. I want to have a conversation. I'm not using you for a free meal. I'm old and I got plenty of groceries. I don't need to do that anymore.
Don't take me to the movies. And then also, like, I really would like for you not to offer to, like, come pick me up. And that sounds, like, awkward, but I get anxiety if we don't know each other and we go to the movies because I'm sitting there the whole time like, oh my gosh, we should be talking. And then if you pick me up and it's our first time hanging out and we're in the car and I'm like, picking me up for a date and we don't know each other, it can make or break the whole date. Like, you might get on my nerves already in the car and we could have just bypassed that if we just would have met there. Or if you want to send me a car, that's one thing. But like riding together when we don't know each other, I'm like, fuck, no. I hate that. But what I do like, I'm not really specific with my dates, but as long as I like thoughtful dates. If you put thought into it.
Like really make a plan.
Like make a plan, no matter how small or how big. A lot of the times when we talk about if a nigga wants to go to the Cheesecake Factory and how we really don't like that, it's not that it's the Cheesecake Factory. It's the fact that you didn't think of any other spot, bro. Like the Cheesecake Factory, you don't think big. And I need you to think big, my nigga. Like, I'm thoughtful with my dates. I'm not requesting anything that I wouldn't do. I love to plan a good old fashioned date.
Okay. So as far As far as the meeting you there, I don't mind somebody offering to pick me up, but don't pressure me to ride with you. Mm-hmm. What has happened more often than not is like, would you like for me to pick you up, or would you prefer to just meet me there? I like having the option. Like, you still trying to be a gentleman, but you understand how, number one, creepy you could be. Niggas be creeps these days. And depending on how you met him, if you don't really know him like that, you may feel uncomfortable, like letting someone know where you live and stuff like that. It's just a sick world, unfortunately. So you got to be cautious. But I like for them to just let me know that the offer is there if I feel comfortable. But if not, it's no big deal. I can't stand when a nigga be like, well, why I can't pick you up? You know, matter of fact, I'm not going. Let me call one of my girlfriends. No, because now I do feel like you were the one that was going to sell me into human trafficking. And then as far as planning dates, I've said this a million times. I don't really plan a lot of dates, but I do know if I ask somebody to do something, and I lay it out specifically, is nothing that I wouldn't do either. So I totally agree with you on that. And when I do plan stuff, it's gonna be thoughtful. I'm not just gonna be like, oh, well, we're gonna go do everything that I love with no consideration to what you want to do. I could take anybody to my favorite places, but if I'm actually going to put in the effort to plan a date, I want you to have a good time too. It's not just about me. I'm really not selfish.
I don't
with
like
that.
them bitches be like, I'm gonna tell them I want to go to the mall, and that's where we gonna go to the date at, because then we gonna go. That's not how you do a first date, ma'am. Unless you already know this nigga is a fraudulent activity as
or just a trick. Because some of them not fraudulent, that's just their thing. I will say this, though. Sometimes, I don't mind when girls say that, because sometimes the men will approach you and they want to talk about what they have and what they can offer, and it's all about money. It's nothing about their personality. It's nothing about how they will treat you. So it's like, if you want to step to a woman and act like all you are is a credit card, well, let her run it up. You should believe in yourself more and feel like you have more value for somebody to want to do something more. Why, if somebody is coming to you like, oh, Medinah, I want to blow a bag on you today. What you want to do? Absolutely go to the mall. He didn't ask you anything about what you're interested in. Who are you? Nothing. No, you shouldn't have. I just feel like you shouldn't lead with stuff like that if that's not the type of response that you want. He could have asked you without saying that, even if he knew that money was no object. It's not about that. You don't just want money. Sure, you want your things, but there's experiences in life too.
Yeah. Do you think you've experienced a perfect date night? And if you haven't, what is your idea of a perfect date for Kiki?
Can you answer first while I think about this? Can you answer your own question?
I have had a lot of really great dates. Maybe they weren't perfect. Well, in my mind, they were perfect.
Think of the perfect one.
Yeah. One of the most recent ones was when I was dealing with 6'8" Bae. And this was very simple. Just because I say perfect date, that doesn't mean like a whole lot of money was like ran up. So he lives in the same building that I do, but in Dallas. And so I was in Dallas, and he was like, we're going to go to dinner tonight, get dressed. And I was like, okay, cool. So I get dressed, he gets dressed, and he like has this whole cooler packed, like with all types of options of wine. I think there was a bottle of tequila. I love tequila and lemonade. So there was lemonade. He had like raw food in there to cook. And we go up to the rooftop. He has a really nice rooftop. I mean, he had silverware. He had a whole dining room table set for two at the top. He brought candles. He set the table. He made the food and he plated the food. We ate dinner in the evening, like on top of his rooftop, had amazing conversation. And to me, that was it was intimate. And that night we got to know each other. We fucked really great. And then we got to know each other like really well up at the rooftop of his place. And to me, I loved it. I loved that he didn't care that like people were up there and he just set the little table. We look like real old people. Like, I loved it. And another great date that I had with Carlos was, this is before I think they banned hot air balloon rides, because literally the weekend after we did this,
They banned them?
In certain places, like literally there was a couple of years ago, there was when you land a hot air balloon, you can't actually do like a safe landing. You just have to crash into wherever you're landing. So normally they'll crash into like a tree to slow it down. And so a whole family of people died.
Which sounds so crazy. Oh.
A whole family of people died. Like, because if it crashes, the propane tank is in there with you. So when it blows up, everybody's gone. But that sounded a little bit sad. But we went on a hot air balloon ride to see the sunset. And it was so romantic. It was so peaceful. We meditated. It was so incredibly wonderful. Horseback riding. That's another one where it's like, for me, that's a perfect date. I grew up riding horses competitively. And so anybody who takes me horseback riding, I'm just like, food and horseback riding, I'm like, whew. I've had some really amazing dates with people that I dated and then people that I never saw again. The Bonnet Chronicles Podcast is here. You may know Tammy Roman from season 2 of The Real World on MTV, or Basketball Wives, or as an actress and comedian. Tammy is also the creator of the Bonnet Chronicles account on Instagram that features Tell It Like It Is rants and has gained a following that includes Halle Berry, Taraji P. Henson, Snoop Dogg, Winnie Harlow, Tiffany Haddish, and Pink. Now, Tammy is bringing everything fans have come to expect from Instagram to the Bonnet Chronicles podcast by Starburns Audio. Tammy and her husband, Reggie Youngblood, keep it all the way real as they discuss love, sex, relationships, hot topics, and anything else they want to get into, with Tammy's daughters sometimes stopping by to give a younger generation's perspective. Nothing is off limits in the Bonnet Chronicles, and you won't want to miss a single episode. Subscribe to the Bonnet Chronicles podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Anchor, or wherever you listen to podcasts. New episodes every Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. So I can think of a few great dates. None of them were honestly perfect. So I guess I've never had a perfect date. There was a date. I'm sure I've told this story, so I won't go into great detail, but I met this guy when I was on a trip with another guy. He was just an old friend. And I met him at a bar, and we just did all this talking, and he travels a lot. So he was telling me about all of his experiences all around the world and all of this stuff. And he was asking me like things that I've always wanted to do, like domestically and internationally and all this stuff. And so I was like, you know what I really, really want to do that I have never done? I love wine and I would love to learn more about it. I've always really wanted to go like around the world and like try different wines and learn about them in their regions. And I would love to, I'm fine starting in Napa. Like I don't have to go to like Champagne, France to learn about champagne. Let's start here. And then, you know, I just want that to be a thing that I do throughout my life. So we connected at the bar or whatever. And then he hit me up later. He wanted to go to dinner, but I felt obligated to go to dinner with the guy who brought me out there.
You were on the trip with.
Yeah. So I was like, well, he already did all this stuff to bring me out here. Like, we already had dinner reservations. It's not like it was a last minute thing. I'll have to catch this guy some other time. Maybe we'll meet again in another city because he didn't live there. So we stay in touch. And then one day he was like, what are you doing this weekend or something like that? So long story short, he flies me out to California. We go to Napa and everything was great, but I was not feeling him. Everything that he planned, he really like planned stuff out. And I forgot what he did for a living, but something happened and he ended up getting called in. And he had to like work for like 4 hours super early in the morning, but we were supposed to like do something in San Francisco like early in the morning, but we didn't get to do it. And I was only there for a weekend, but everything was so thought out, so well planned. And I just would, the whole time I was like, I really wish I was feeling this dude because this would be like such a great romantic trip. He had booked me like stuff to like get massages and get a facial because I have to go to work and I feel really bad, but I know you're out here by yourself. He didn't stay with me. He lived there. He's probably married or something. I don't know, but I never saw him again. So that was that. Then there was another date with this guy and it was the same thing. Like we met randomly at a restaurant bar or something. And we were talking and he had a lot of fucking money and he was old and I was in college. And so I was just, you know, trying to figure things out and spread my wings and have all the experiences I could have, you know? So one day he was just like, you seem stressed out from school. After your midterms, I just want to pamper you. So I was like, what does this mean? He gonna invite me over to his house and try to rub on my booty and fuck me. But I don't mind because I have been stressed out. Like, school is hard and I want to graduate. Yeah. So he like sent a car to come pick me up, which I was not expecting. So I'm feeling real fancy walking out my dorm, right? Like, oh, okay. So we go and we went around town. We went to dinner and we went somewhere else. I can't remember where else we went. It was just some kind of like craft cocktail bar type thing, but they had live music. And then we stayed in the city because he lived in Maryland. We stayed in the city at this hotel. Nothing happened. I was ready for it, but he was old. I don't know if his dick wasn't working or if he was truly tired. And so then the next day we went, where do we go? He took me to a basketball game. And we had really good seats. I was like, oh, I feel like I'm famous.
This is fun.
It was fun. Like, we had a really good time. And I told him that, like, you know, I'm studying journalism. And he was take me to different places to tell me, like, interesting things. And then I later found out he was married. Didn't tell me.
Married men
he
treat
only
you the
lived in
best.
D.C. part-time. And I was like, this will never work. Like, my nigga, I'm 21. I want my own damn man.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to share your old ass with your wife and all your kids and everything else. And I don't need her popping up on me or blasting me. I know. I'm sorry, sister girl. I'm sorry. But it just felt like a good experience. There was no pressure in either day. I felt like they actually had a plan. I didn't know what it was. There was nothing for me to decide. Oh, and one day, the first day, we had gone somewhere and it was like in Georgetown. And so we had passed by this store and they had clothes in the window. So I was like, oh, that's so cute. He bought it for me the next day.
Oh, he bought you that. You know what? Before you
That's
said
like
that
the
this nigga
only
was
time that
married,
happened.
before you said he was married, what I was going to, and I'm still going to say it because it does exist. Like, this guy that I follow on Instagram had put a meme up and this girl was like, you know, every now and again, if you want to take a girl on a date, it doesn't hurt to buy her outfit as well. And all, you know, you already know, like all the dudes were in the comments, like immediately going off like, bitches just don't got shit. Now I got to pay for the food and I got to dress you. Like, you just don't got shit. And I was like,
It's the
I feel like y'all are
thought.
taking this the wrong way. And I always want women to know there are men out there that will do that. If your idea of treating a woman is like he takes you on a date and maybe he buys your outfit every time, but one specific night he's like, baby, I want to dress you. And even if y'all haven't been together that long, he's like, I bought you a dress, put these shoes on. Those men do exist. Granted, Kiki's was married. There are some single ones that really do shit like that. Flying somebody out for a first date. There are men that will really do that. And I'm not saying they have to be
I've been flown out on a few first dates. And wasn't nobody famous.
I have done that a couple of times, and the first time you might really be shocked, but there are niggas that, and it's not even that they're celebrities or they're buku rich. They just maybe handle their money in a good way. Like they know how to save and they're adventurous. Like they want you to have a good time just as much as they want to have a good time. I like fun men that you think bigger than just we're going to go to Cheesecake Factory or Taco Mac. And
If I was a man, I would do that.
Especially
because most of y'all niggas don't be doing it, so it's gonna be easy to wow her. I'm just like, what happened to wanting to wow a person and really impress a person? Both sides. But when it comes to planning the first date, I'm traditional in that sense. That's on the man for me. So I just wonder sometimes with some guys, what happened to y'all wanting to impress us?
I want to know too. Well, like there's still out there. I just think you just gotta dig.
Like some people though, like when they complain, like the people.
Yeah, like I be looking at niggas like, what is wrong with you? Like even when you even start that talk, I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of my face. Do your thing. I'm not even gonna debate with you. Really, it's corny. Honestly,
it really is.
When you woo a woman on a date, as long as she is like a good human and she's not just a bitch, you get the best version of them. It's not gonna be.
You put them at ease.
Say it again.
I think you put them at ease, put the woman at ease when you're really trying. Because so often I think both sides are just trying to figure out, okay, well, how am I going to use him or how am I going to use her before they use me? I want to make sure I have the upper hand. And when you relax a little bit and actually try to experience a date and open up, you don't have to be wide open, but open up a little bit to the experience, to getting to know the person. And you might be surprised. You could also be disappointed, but that's okay because that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
But open up. Like, get in the habit of opening up and trying something different.
I want y'all to be going on fun dates. This is the time of our life, especially if you're single. I mean, I guess if you have an open relationship, and I guess if you're married and you cheating, you should be having fun too. But like, for the single fun people out here that are still dating, I just kind of want to give them some ideas of good dates. Now, we won't talk about getting flued out. It is in the middle of a pandemic, but just like things that we live in Atlanta.
Even the local things. Because I'd be like, ooh, I don't know if I want to do that. What you got?
Yeah, but for when the pandemic is over, I think that sometimes going to get ice cream is a really cool date, because the times that I've gone on dates to go get ice cream and like feed the ducks, you can literally only do nothing but talk. Ice cream only lasts for so long. Those are the types of dates where you want to talk. Oh, we're talking. That's when you can see kind of what somebody's personality is like. If we're just walking around and we're both silent because we don't have shit to talk about, this probably isn't going to work for me. I get nervous when people don't want to talk. I went on an ice
cream date with a fine ass man.
I love a good ice cream date. It's just so old fashioned and cute.
I wonder what he doing.
Who?
Do you remember that fine ass man? He's a little younger than us. He had green eyes.
Invitation? Yeah.
No, that's not the one I made the wedding, but the one with the green eyes. One of y'all, I can't remember who. Somebody was calling him Chris Brown. I just can't wait for LA to open up so I can make my way west, pay him a little visit. It's so funny because one of my girlfriends from college, she threw a party for a friend of hers. The friend is a mutual friend of his. So I'm like seeing all these pictures of all of them on my timeline. And I was like, bitch, where are the rest of the pictures? I want to see more. Ooh, Mr. Cromartie, Lord.
I love that.
Right there.
An example of a bad day, I just want to say this, and you could totally disagree with me if you'd like, Topgolf. If anyone asks me if I want to go to Topgolf, I don't even want to talk to you no more. I think that's so fucking boring.
To me, Topgolf for an activity date is the equivalent of Cheesecake Factory for a dinner date. It's so fucking basic at this point. Now, maybe if you live somewhere and you got to travel to get to Topgolf and that was on your list and you were specific about it. But no, I don't want to go to Topgolf. First of all, I don't like Topgolf. I don't like golf. I don't get it. That shit is hard. Girl, I was on a date earlier this year at Topgolf. I didn't want to be there. So that was already strike number 1 and the 2. And then it was like, this nigga is like, annoyed that I'm not good at golf. I told you that before I got here. You're an athlete, not me. Like, why are you asking? And you don't play golf and you're really not that good. You're just strong as fuck. You're just throwing balls all around. Like, I'm over this. I need another drink. Okay, I'll sit. How about you play? Why don't you invite the people over here? It was a mess. Very ghetto. Do not recommend.
Example of a good date for me, and I feel like you would like this too, Kiki, because you like to cook, a cooking class. A lot of people sleep on cooking classes. They be like, what should we do? I'm the first one to be like, Google a cooking class, see what they offer. So much fun. And they have different options to where you can go to an establishment, or if you get a group of people together, you can have the chef come to your place. Like, that is such a fun date.
Or you can have a private group thing.
Yeah. And it's not as expensive as people think. Think out of the box. Do
Some
something
of them are
fun.
Free.
What'd you say?
Some of them are free. Williams-Sonoma, I'm sure they don't do it now. But they used to have free cooking classes. I've gone by myself, but I was like, man, I want to go to the date night one. But these niggas don't be wanting to go. They be like, why are we going to pay to go to a cooking class and we got to cook the food? And I'm like, it's just the experience. He was like, well, if you just want to cook, I could just pay you and you can come over and cook. It's not the same. I want to do it together. If I come over to your house or you come over to mine, I'm going to be cooking for you. You're not going to help. Let's learn something that neither of us probably know how to make. We're following somebody else's recipe. Let's just try it. I'm so sick of these. That's why I don't be going on dates. I be having to take sabbaticals from dates because whenever I open up my heart to try, it's like disappointment after disappointment. When the therapist was on and she was talking about the fearful avoiding people, I raised my hand because I'm like, that's me. I'm scared of what's out there because I don't like what I've seen. So I just be like, man, fuck it. Do any of my girls, are you guys available? I enjoy your company. Let's go out and have a good time. I don't have to do it on a date because I'm going to be waiting for the rest of my life. And at this rate, this might be the end of the fucking world.
You're right.
That's why I'm catching flights all the rest of this year. And if I die, I die.
Y'all, think out the box. Think outside of the box and have fun on these goddamn dates. You're going to spend your money. Spend it right.
I love some kind of date where you can learn something, whether it's food. I mean, like I said before, I want to be able to drink at some point on this date. So that needs to be a stop somewhere. Don't leave me parched. I might. That's just not best.
Speaking of drinking,
I like to classes.
They also have cocktail making classes.
Yes, I think that would be a cute little date.
That would be so cute. And you're also going to get a little bit loose because you're going to be tasting the alcohol.
Mm-hmm. You can be real flirty with it. It's a good icebreaker. Like, and then since it's cocktails, it's not going to take nearly as long as like a dinner cooking class. Right. So if y'all aren't vibing, it's easy to get out. I do consider like time on first dates, depending on if this is a person that you knew or if this is a person that you really got to have a lot of conversation with and really feel them out. Or if it's more like, we really don't know each other. Neither one of us are phone people. Let's just go and hang out in person and see what it's like. And let's just take a chance. Those are typically the dates where I prefer for, you can plan a long day of activities, but I hope you didn't prepay for shit because the first stop, I don't know if we're going to make it to the second, you know? And I think that works both ways because everybody's not going to feel me. A lot of people don't. And that's cool. I don't want to sit around. I hate being stuck on a date when it's obvious that either me or him is uncomfortable or ready to go.
That's the worst. And you keep doing the same, like, I'd do the same, like, yeah.
I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm getting an email about work. I'll do that. Oh my God. Sorry. Something is going on with my, there's a technical issue. I've got to fix this. Hold on. Let me see if I can call somebody. Let me step away. I'll be like, bitch, okay, in 6 minutes, call me, scream through the phone. Because I got to get up out of here.
When I was younger, it was really bad. But I will say the older we get, the easier it really is. Even if somebody's trying to get my number. Yesterday, I went and got some sushi. My mom popped up on me to drop my nephew off back in Atlanta. And then, we went to dinner and then I took her back to the airport because her flight was in the evening and then she left. But I got some sushi, came back to my place, sat out in the front to eat my sushi, like just where you can watch the traffic and see people running and stuff. So I'm sitting out there and this young man pulls up. He gets out of his car. He comes to sit at the table with me and he's like, oh, can I sit here with you? Obviously, this is a public place. You can actually sit wherever you want. This is exactly what I said. You can sit wherever you want. You can sit here, but like, I really don't want you to. And I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just being direct. Like, I'm not trying to be.
I think that's fine to be direct. You should be direct.
I'm having my dinner. I was kind of just like decompressing for the busy day that I had. He's sitting there. He's talking, just talking. I said, I'm so sorry. Can I stop you? He said, yeah. I said, I really don't feel like talking right now. Well, can I get your phone number? You can't get my phone number. This is ending right here. And he was like, are you serious? I'm dead ass. Well, you don't want no friends?
I don't see anything wrong with that. No. Because why invite somebody to keep interrupting your peace? Yeah, you're going to be like the people in the emails.
I felt like talking. That's one thing. I don't feel like talking. And it's okay to not feel like talking, bro. So I feel like now if I was on a date and I really wasn't feeling, I might just be like, look, bro, I got to go. We both aren't having a good time.
What if he was like, actually, I was. That's why you gotta say, I'm not having a good time. I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm not feeling it. And I can't sit through this torture. My friends are actually out. I'm going to meet them. Or Greenleaf is about to come on, and I want to watch it in real time.
I gotta go.
The Beyonce movie is available. I've got to watch that for the 6th time.
What do you think, for men specifically? I feel like women are pretty good. Sometimes women aren't good at gifts or birthday dates. What do you feel about birthday outings for your significant other? Do you like to ask the person exactly what they would like to do and just do that, or another think outside the box and surprise them?
It depends on the person. Everybody
What
does
do you want
not,
your man to do?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, I want a surprise. I decided I wanted a surprise party this year, you guys. I want a surprise party. I was going to plan it myself because I want to make sure it happens. But that's the Virgo in me. So I let some friends know. So hopefully people get contacted, invites are sent out expeditiously so that people can be available. And then I was like, well, if y'all don't make that happen, let me know so we can all go to Mexico, because that's the only country that's stupid enough to accept us right now. Well, maybe I shouldn't say stupid enough, but the only country that's allowing us. You know, there's a few others, but they got some real rules. We can fly over there. Anyway, I'd like a surprise. Sometimes in my everyday life, I get really frustrated and overwhelmed with making decisions. I like making decisions, but sometimes it's just so much. So like for my birthday, I want that to be a time where like, today, Kiara, we're going to take the pressure off of you. You don't have to make any decisions. We're going to make it. Hopefully you like that shit, because I understand why people might not want to make decisions for me. But honestly, if somebody planned a surprise for me, I would appreciate the effort more than anything, as long as they didn't do something that I deliberately said I do not want, do not like. But that's kind of hard, because you just have to be stupid if you did that, you know? But I think a surprise, but I will say this. I have a friend. We celebrated her birthday last year. She was pissed because another one of her friends surprised her with some plans and was really pushy about making plans. I was like, I know this friend. Mad? And I tried to intervene, but you know, people want to do what they want to do, and I could have been wrong. So I was like, well, I don't want to ruin her birthday. But as far as I know, she doesn't want a surprise. If she says, I don't really want to do anything, that's not a code for, I don't really want to plan anything. I want y'all to plan it and surprise me. That's, I don't want to do something. And to me, she don't have to explain why she doesn't want to do it. And maybe for the other friend, that's what she wanted. Anyway, long story short, the girl planned something. She ended up being pissed because she didn't like the reaction that she got, which was disdain, annoyance, tardiness.
That's mean, though. I mean,
but no, like, if you flat out tell a person, I don't want this, I don't feel like you have to explain why. But if I say, I don't want to do anything for my birthday this year, I just really want to be by myself, I want to be home, I'm not in the mood to celebrate, respect that, because you don't know what's going on with that person that they don't feel comfortable to talk to you about. And they might need that time. Or maybe they got a secret mission going on and you interrupting it. Either way, it don't matter what it is. I think you got to respect people's birthday wishes. That happened at work one time. This dude like flipped out because we celebrated his birthday. And I felt so bad because I was like, why does he do this? He acts so weird about his birthday, y'all. This is his birthday. But I think afterwards, I was like, y'all let it go. Like, leave it alone. If he says he doesn't want to celebrate his birthday, respect that. Because while a birthday might be a big deal to you, it's not going to be a big deal to everybody. And you got to learn to respect people's wishes. But I want a fucking surprise. And for my man, if I had one, I would just try and figure out, like, is he a birthday person? Would he be open to me planning something? If he's open to it, I would do it. I would do it for friends. Not every friend and not all the time. Because that's a lot of work.
It is.
We did that this year.
A lot of work. You damn near almost be wanting to punch the person who you having the surprise for. Sometimes you want to punch them, and then you want to punch the other friends that you're trying to get on board. You're like, bitch, just do it.
This is the plan.
This is the
and
plan.
Then it's like,
and
if you're the main one planning, and if you're the main one planning, you want to celebrate you a little bit too because you did the work. Can I get an honorable mention? Goddamn! I know you're not gonna drink all the good liquor before we have to go to the cheap shit.
Oh, damn, niggas. What else did I have? Anniversary.
You want a surprise for your birthday? I know you had a surprise party once, maybe more.
I don't need a surprise this year because I feel like you know how when you have other friends and they have more special birthdays, like Cola's turning 30 and our birthdays are like, she's in September also, and then Ingrid's wed. It's so much going on. I feel like a surprise this year would be like, okay, now I got a flight to catch this evening. I would like a surprise nigga. That's what I would like. Like someone's like, we found him. Here he is.
Wouldn't that be a blessing, girl?
Wouldn't it? You
found
actually
him.
really like, you're like, we really like each other. Oh my gosh, this is really my man.
When I'm in the airport, I'd be looking around like, is he here? I'm in Publix. Is he here? I'm at the gas station once every other month because I don't drive nowhere. Is he here? He ain't
Sometimes
there,
when
y'all.
I hear niggas in the hallway, I go look out the peephole and be like, is he out there?
I've done that too. It's very rare though. I thought I was the only one. I'm like, and then I stand at the door like, bitch, what level of desperation are you at? And then I'm like, you ain't gonna say shit no way. You're not desperate. You're just bored. And then I go back to watch TV and do what I normally do.
Okay, anniversaries. I put anniversaries on here because my parents' anniversary is actually August 1st. So Saturday, I think by the time this comes out, it'll have passed. But I was like, I'm gonna ask Kiki what ideas you think she has. You know how kids are supposed to do stuff for their parents' anniversaries, and normally we'll send them to do something fun and adventurous, but we can't.
How long have they been married?
This will be 37 years.
Mm. If it was 50 years, I would. That is long. If it was 50 years, I feel like the kids would do something. But before that, no. This is for y'all still. Now at 50 years, shit might not hit like it used to. So okay, we're gonna do some other things to fill those voids.
Anniversary gifts. I want my husband
for my parents or for my man.
I'm just talking about us.
Okay.
I would like. You remember that? What was that singer's name? Jaheim. And I can't remember what song it was. And he, in the music video, he got the girl a puppy, a Rottweiler puppy, and around the neck was like keys to the house. There was the dog had a collar on. There was keys to a new house, and she was like, "Oh, the dog's so cute, the dog's so cute." And then she saw the keys, and then she turned around, and the mansion was hers. I want presents like that.
Yeah, that would be ideal. There's actually a home. I have a few listed on my Zillow. I can put them in the description box if anybody is interested.
I have mine
anniversary
on my
gifts
screensaver in my house.
I don't know. Honestly, I need to save mine. That's really cute. Mine is a French. I always fuck this word up. Provincial style home. It is $6.8 million. So I've got a lot of cookbooks to sell. You got it. I'm also gonna buy a Powerball. I really want that house, but aside from house and like a house or like big gifts like that, I'm not big on gifts, but I really love experiences again that we can share together because I like to spend time with the person and like little things like memories that'll spark a memory, just sentimental gifts, like even old pictures. Like if somebody got like an old picture of me as a kid or like me and my grandma or something like that blown up, or my favorite like newborn picture blown up on canvas or painted on canvas, that would be great. Like I keep old pictures. I got one right here on my vanity, and I love this picture not just because I thought it was cute. Get into my nails though, y'all. Still have my polish on, okay? A diva. But I keep this picture because I was 2 in that picture, and I gave it to my great aunt, who we call Big Sister. So it says, "To Big Sister from Kiara with love, 2 years old, 1991." And so I look cute in the picture, I think. And I think of her and just a lot of things that I want to do and like inspiration and stuff. I think of her. She was, even though she died when I was younger, like I wasn't even a teenager yet and she passed, she's just influential. So if you could tap into that, and that means you got to get to know me. We have to have conversations.
That means you really got to get to know someone's love language too. You got to pay attention.
You do. Those are the things that mean the most to me. A man could spend a lot of money on me. He could give me money. That has happened, but it didn't mean nearly as much as the thoughtful things that someone has done. When somebody is like, you can't come out today because your computer's fucked up and you're upset, and then they buy you a computer. You've got a special spot, okay? I'm gonna work on my throat muscles for you, hun, okay?
I'm telling you right now, I've been saying this.
I'm joking, but for real.
Since I've been getting dick down properly, you treat a woman right, she will go above and beyond. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not talking about these bitches that just be bitches. I'm just talking about a girl that's just out here, wanting to be respected, wants you to care, wants you to be thoughtful, and just like give a shit. You will get the best out of me. I'm not going to be a complainer. I'm going to suck your dick real good no matter how tired these jaws get. You see, I'm out here asking friends for dick sucking tips so I can do I want you to be happy, baby.
I don't know if I'd say I'm not a complainer because I'm going to complain if it's something to complain about. But what I will, if it's something to complain about, I'm going to speak up. Like, I spent way too many years not saying anything, and that did not get me anywhere. If there's an actual problem, that's one thing. I'm talking about just the normal girls just being annoying. I won't annoy you at all. I think that, you know, when you treat people well and you don't bring this is for anyone, and you don't bring your past baggage, or you just try, like, because sometimes it's hard to let that go. And I get it. Like, we're all works in progress. But if you could just make a conscious effort to be like, okay, well, just because I dated a girl who looked like her, is from where she's from, maybe went to the same school, all of these things are similar, it doesn't mean that I am her and she is
just me. Because I dated a nigga who was cheating on me, that doesn't mean this new man is doing the same thing.
Yeah. And vice versa. So I think that when you are going to date, you're going to take it serious, you really have to remember it's okay to like maybe move a little bit slower or be a little bit more cautious. But when you're moving slower and when you're being cautious, I always suggest to people, like, don't put the stuff, take your lesson and learn it and apply it to your future, right? Absolutely. But do not take those past experiences and throw them in the other person's face, because even if they gonna do that shit too, that's not who did it to you yet. So like, let that person fuck up or let them treat you right. You don't know what's gonna happen. But I've been in situations where a man wasn't over his trust issues because an ex-girlfriend had cheated on him really bad, and I reminded him too much of that. And I was like, well, first of all, you're trying to use me as your rebound. Number one, I haven't done those things. I've treated you right. You're not over it, and that's okay, because I see the hurt. I can't be a part of this. You're not going to keep telling me stuff. Well, this just reminds me too much of my ex. Well, go call that bitch and tell her about it. I ain't do it.
I actually pride myself. That's one of my strengths when it comes to like dating. Cola was like, I'm really shocked that when you move on to the next person, you really don't hold on to what was done to you. Like, 6'8" babe did you so dirty, did this shit on your birthday. Yo, bitch ass was depressed and sad. And you move on like nothing happened. And I was like, it's not even like I'm doing it like nothing happened. It's not the next man's fault. It's not his fault. Like,
so you just do the work on your own then?
Yeah, I learned from it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to work on myself. I want to be happy with somebody. I'm not trying to change you. I'm not trying to bring you any headaches. And I hope you're not trying to do the same thing. I am a firm believer in treat people how you want to be treated. I don't want you treating me some type of way because your ex-wife, your baby mama, or your ex-girl was snooping through your phone. Nigga, I'm not her. And just stop. Just cut it out. So we will move on to Indecisive Diane. And when we come back, we will have some advice.
Would you stop thinking about what everyone wants? Stop thinking about what I want, what he wants, what your parents want. What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? What do you want?
Hey, ladies, it's me, Indecisive Diane, and boy, do I have a hell of a treat for you today. So listen, there's a place. It's called the Atlanta Breakfast Club. Oh my God, you're gonna love it. They have a French cobbler. Literally, it's warm and gooey, just like my... Okay, here's the address. 249 Ivan Allen Jr. Boulevard, Atlanta, Georgia, 30313. Tell them I sent ya!
All right, so now we're back, and it's time for the advice. Remember, guys, if you want some advice from us, email us, askcocktales@gmail.com, askcocktales@gmail.com. Do you have one pulled up already?
I do.
Okay.
The subject line for this says, a great kiss goes a long way. Hey, ladies, I love listening to your show. It's my absolute favorite podcast. So my question is for both of y'all, but mostly for Medinah, since she says she's mastered the art of kissing. So I love kissing. I think it can be as sensual or even more sensual than sex. Honestly, I think it's the perfect foreplay when you're down each other's throats, rubbing on each other's bodies and choking each other. After I'm just After, I'm just leaking like a faucet. So I'm 18 and I was making out with this guy I really liked for like 40 minutes. Dang, bitch, that's a long ass time to be kissing. I like kissing. I've never made out with a guy this long, but I was really into it. I stopped because my mouth was low-key tired, LOL. But when we were done, he turned to me and had a serious face and above a whisper asked, "Am I a good kisser?" And I was like, hell yeah. Then I said jokingly, "Am I? Because I feel like I'm not." And he replied, "Yeah, I mean, I can tell you were really into it." I was just caught off guard by the question after kissing for that long. So my question is, do you think he asked that right after because I was actually the bad kisser? Also, Medinah, how can I be a kissing expert? I really like doing it, so I want to be amazing at it, LOL. I heard about your thumb trick, but I feel like that's really hard to execute. I could use some lessons, but I feel like no one is trying to teach me how to French kiss at my big age. I would appreciate any tips or tricks on how to snatch a nigga's soul with my top lips.
That's the end of it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, hun, I just bought my top lip last year, so I'm not letting Medinah answer that. And I'm about due for a re-up. Because it's starting to disappear. I really did. Y'all know that.
Okay. I would say my technique is always I start off very slow. Like, so I don't just go in with like the whole like mouth open, tongue in your mouth. I do like a little bit. I kiss like all around your mouth. So like I'll kiss him like off the side of his mouth and then like kiss his whole top lip and just the top lip and then kiss the side of this lip and then just kiss the bottom lip. I kind of like play around with, we like to be touched, most people. And so I like to make sure I'm touching all those spots on your lip before I actually go in for the big kiss. The way you get better is I hate to say it like this, but I be kissing everybody. And when I was younger, I used to be kissing my bedpost and I like will watch people kiss on movies and watch how they do movie kisses. Most of my kisses are like a movie, and then like touching the face and even touching the lips. Men like that. Just do it. Like, just be trying it. And if it feels weird, then just go back to the normal kissing and just like, I don't really do a whole bunch of I don't like when people be trying to play with the tongue a lot while we're just kissing. Like, if we're about to fuck, that's one thing. But when you're just like doing a normal kissing session, just kiss around his whole mouth in a sexy way. Don't slob him down and get everything wet. But even if you lick his lips a little bit, do a little nibble. You got it, girl.
And you don't have some lips, buy some. All right. Okay, this one says quarantine threesome with my bestie. This one's kind of old, so I'm sure you probably made a decision already, but we're gonna read it anyway. Hopefully we didn't read it back in April when you sent it. All right. Hey y'all, love the show. My male coworker put me on and it helps me get through my 12-hour shifts. Thank y'all for being so real. I'm going to skip the small details as best I can. My best friend recently moved out of her apartment and has been crashing at my place. Normally, I hate roommates, but we've been all right so far. I went out one night to a friend's for drinks for a few hours, and when I came home, she was at the living room table playing cards and drinking with a male friend. Now, one of my cardinal rules in my home is no niggas, especially without my permission. I rarely bring men home myself, so I immediately was a bit aggravated. Mind you, it's like 3 a.m. But I'm like, what the hey? I go to my room, get settled in, then join them back in the front to play cards. I've met this guy before since they talked a short stint in the fall before he ghosted her and eventually confessed to going back to his ex. So I was also confused where he came from out of the woodworks, but he's cool, so whatever. Let's get to the juicy stuff. One thing led to another, and eventually the three of us are all in my bed having a freaky-ass threesome. He took turns fucking and eating us out, and she and I ate each other out as well. He's in the military, so he has a nice body and a nice-sized chocolate dick. It was good. I could tell he was trying his best to balance his attention between the two of us. After a long-ass fuck session, eventually we were all worn out, and we each went to take showers. I took mine last and came back to join them. already snuggled in my bed. At this point, my friend is saying that she's tired and it's almost 6 a.m. The sun slowly peaking. Dude laid in the middle of us and she started to contest but left it alone. Now we're all fresh and I never actually came. So I'm ready to start again. He's under the covers feeling me and I didn't want to get sneaky, so I started touching my friend to see if she was ready for more. She said she was done and tired, so I started sucking his dick. I was sure this would turn her on and change her mind, but she wouldn't budge. This sounds like an experience I had. Okay, next thing you know, because when I'm tired, baby girl, I'm tired, I'm done. Tap out. Next thing you know, I'm riding his dick and moaning because it's so good. I could tell my homegirl was uncomfortable, so I started to get up, but he kept pulling me to stay on top. After a few minutes, I caught my nuts.
Shit.
What?
I feel like it's about to be a problem.
Oh, I thought something happened because I'm reading the email. I can't see you. Okay, sorry. I caught my nut and got off him and rolled over. He's like, so that's what you do? Get your nut and that's it? He bent me over and started hitting it from the back. At this point, my dramatic friend runs to the bathroom and we can hear her crying and throwing up. But the dick was so good, we didn't stop. He started eating my pussy and told me he enjoyed the taste. Then we fucked for another minute or so and he finally came. He didn't nut during the initial threesome. For, just a note, I guess she added. Then he went and joined my friend in the front and laid down with her.
That was petty.
I was satisfied because I came and knew I could talk to my bestie the next day about what went down. We eventually talked about it and are good now. She just feels I should have followed her lead and stopped when she stopped since it was her dude. And that was fun up until that point that we excluded her. I just wanted to come and didn't think she really gave a fuck about the dude considering their history. Am I wrong for fucking him the second time to come? Please respond. Sorry if it's long. P.S. This was my first threesome experience, but not hers. Sincerely, real bitches have threesomes to come.
This is why I feel like when people have threesomes, everybody needs to go over what is allowed and what's not allowed, especially if someone's in a relationship with someone in the room. Because, are you wrong?
They wasn't in a real relationship.
Huh?
They weren't in a real relationship. They had just, been fucking around.
Well, I'm saying if two of the people are involved with each other, and it can possibly end with someone getting mad. Like, everybody just needs to know what's allowed and what's not allowed. Like, you're not wrong, but I could see where a bitch would get mad if y'all didn't communicate what was okay and what wasn't.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like when you have a bunch of rules and you know that you are the rule book person, man or woman, you got to speak up about that. You need to speak up about it in casual conversation with people, whether you plan on fucking them or not. But just put the word out there. Okay, so it becomes common knowledge, because you're probably in this situation. Obviously, nobody wanted to sit down and have a talk. This is just an alternative method. You need to do that. He should know. Whoever you're actually actively fucking on a regular basis should know how you feel about shit like that. Y'all gotta be. Y'all have to stop being scared to tell somebody your boundaries. It's up to them to respect them. But whatever boundaries you have, I'm a firm believer. It's up to you. Don't do anything you don't feel comfortable with. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, well, you're tripping because you don't want to do this, or you would do this and not that. That's you and your comfortability. But also, bitch, you can't expect people to read your mind. So if you said nothing, if you did nothing, and it's not like a situation where you were having sex against your will or anything like that, and it's just, oh, well, girl, I feel like you just shouldn't have been fucking him. If I said I'm done, then it's like up to me to decide if we're having sex or not. That's a conversation to have with y'all, girl.
It is. I'm glad y'all ain't had no fallout. This is why I can't have sex with my
friends. Well, I had said that and then it happened, but I will roll over and go to sleep. And I will say, carry on. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm tapping out. Ding, ding, ding. Knockout. I'm done.
The dude that I'm fucking right now, he wants to have a threesome with me, and I want to do it with him. I would love to give him that.
Who would the other person be? Man or woman?
Here's what I'm going to tell him. We're going to have a woman, but I want it to just be a sex worker. I just want to pay somebody. I don't want to.
Are you nervous about that at all?
No, I'm not. I think I would be more nervous if we go find somebody. Because here's my thing I'm worried about. Like, I just don't want no issues. I don't want no bitch trying to like talk to you afterwards.
Or like personal issues.
Huh?
Like personal issues.
Yeah, I just don't want any drama. I don't want to, we're bringing the bitch back and then maybe like she don't want to do it no more. I just want somebody who already knows this is what's up, this is what you're getting, perform well.
I was thinking nervous like from the health standpoint, but I feel you on that. Because people will say that they down for stuff, and then later as conversations go on, you realize maybe you weren't, or maybe you were embarrassed, maybe you were scared or whatever. Now you run around telling everybody what happened, but you only telling part of the story. And it's like, girl, you tell the whole story or let me tell the whole story. And I don't think we want to go down that path. But that's a story for another day.
That's the whole story for another day.
Okay, so I gotta go get my nails done. That's where I'm going. So I want to hear this cocktail that you promised to tell us.
If I want fuck, I'm gon' fuck 'em. But if you ain't got a buck, I won't cup 'em. Spend 100 on me, it ain't nothing. Wanna double D, so stuck. Back to the point. Is it some cash in this place? If it is, I'll probably stick the stats in your face, turn around. Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe, was a hoe, was a hoe.
Oh, I forgot. I'm like,
I don't know why.
Already.
Do you know how many DMs I got today? Kiki, will you please remind Medinah next time y'all record? And I was like, the episode just came out today, bitch. Y'all was on it. I appreciate you. I see you. Thank you.
I got some messages. I was like, what are y'all talking about? I don't even remember what we was talking about. So
it was so damn early. We hadn't had our coffee good yet.
Okay. So y'all know I went to Dallas last weekend to go see Bay, and he travels a lot with a friend. And so I go out there, we're staying in an Airbnb. And as soon as I see him, like we have these sparks and we're so physically attracted to each other and sexually compatible. It's fucking crazy. So as soon as we see each other, every time we see each other, it's like, oh, I want to fuck you right now. Like I literally will just like get on my knees and start sucking his dick. So I had told him before I came that I had kind of been watching porn that was double penetration porn. And I was like, are you into that? Like, would you try it? He's like, yeah, I'll try it. Sorry to spoil it. And I know I made it seem like I was fucking two niggas, but it was just with a dildo, y'all. So I brought this big pink dildo with me. I packed it in the bag. I was like, I hope security checkpoint doesn't be like, let me check your bag. There's something weird in there. So I bring the dildo. And the first night we fucked, we had really great sex. I'm talking about, we had sex maybe like 7 to 10 times in a row. My hair was fucked up. And I was nervous to bring out the dick. I don't know why. I was just like a little bit nervous to bring out the dildo. So the next night we get a little, probably because I wasn't drinking and I was just more coherent. So the next night we're actually having a couple drinks. They had a little party at the house. And then when we went to the bedroom, I turned on my Lieutenant Bay playlist and I did a little dance for him. I'm sucking his dick real good, real good. And we start fucking and we're like, Kiki, our fucking sessions are just so, oh my God. You know how somebody called you a demon? I want to call him a demon. Like he just be making my soul leave my body. So then he whispers in my ear, and he did this before and I just ignored it. He whispers in my ear, I want you to fuck me like I'm Drake. I didn't want to bust out laughing because you can't laugh during sex. I was like, well.
Which I do.
I was like, well, you know, in that case, we need to bring another dick in here. So I go and I get the dildo and he takes the dildo, and one of my friends had sent me a video of her doing it. So I kind of had an idea of like what to do. Because have you ever done this before? I never did it before.
One dick. I mean that, whether it's attached to a person or to, I can take a suction toy. No Bro, double penetration.
Don't do it. It was so much going on. So he's fucking me in my pussy with his dick. He's hitting it from the back, and then he takes the dildo, and it's a pretty big dildo. I wish I had it sitting here. It's a pretty big dildo. It's thick and it's long, and he shoves the whole thing in my ass with like I think.
Oh hell no!
Kiki. And then the crazy thing is, I liked it. I was a little bit drunk. In the moment, I liked it. But he was going really hard with it. He's like fucking me in my ass and getting the rhythm down of like fucking me in my pussy. And I have a vibrator on my clit. We were really going ham. So, bitch, I'm in that bitch screaming. It feels so good. The next day, and even to this day, my booty hole is fucked up. My shit is not even the same.
You
Kiki.
think?
My shit is coming out like a buffalo patty.
What the fuck is a buffalo patty, Medinah?
You know when buffaloes shit and it splats?
No, I don't.
Well,
I wasn't raised on a farm, bitch.
This nigga went ham in my booty hole. Double penetration makes niggas just go. I think it was almost like he was playing a video game. He was just like, I mean, it was
like the dildo was a joystick.
The dildo was the joystick. Now, I won't lie. The shit felt really good, like feeling his dick and feeling the dildo in my ass. And like you could kind of feel them kind of almost touching each other in my body. It felt really good. But afterwards, bitch, that's my cocktail. I mean, I thought shit was going to fall out of my ass when I got up out the bed to clean myself up.
Now, the real question is, will you do it again?
Of course.
No fucking thank you. Well, I can't miss my nail appointment because I've already paid half of it.
Go get those nails done.
I will have a story for you guys. We'll also have some bonus episodes coming up. By the time you hear this, there will be one up, and then you'll get one in a few days. So I hope you are signed up at patreon.com/CockTales. Make sure you click the links. We put all of the links for everything we promo in the show in the description. Medinah has Dipsy Stories. She has some great sex tips on there, some great sex stories. You guys should check it out. And then, of course, purchase the book. If you're into reading, I have a book club. You can sign up for that as well. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Yep. Think so too. Check out Bonnet Chronicles.
All of that.
And until next week, you guys. Bye.
Goodbye.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Goodbye. Bye. 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 Population. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Wait on the drive. Bye. Bye. Bye.